Let's introduce everybody. Everyone say their names. Cameron. Alabama, Georgia. This is college football. Let's start off with Cameron. What are your thoughts?
I think Alabama's going to win the football game because I feel like AJ McCarron will put up some nice quality drives for Alabama to put themselves in nice positions at the end of the football game to win. I think I'll go with Alabama here. I really like their pass rush, and I think they'll win in the SEC championship game.
Good points there. Let's go to Sam.
This is a really simple thing for me to look at. You look at this Alabama team, AJ McCarron really putting up a strong year. I did not really expect this much out of him this season. Eddie Lacy has been really a very strong running back in the mold of many Alabama running backs. And you look at this defense, while many say this isn't as great a defense as they've had in the last 4 or 5 years, it's still an absolutely outstanding defense, one of the top in the country. I say they're going to be a Georgia team. Even though Murray, quarterback for Georgia, with his 2,986 passing yards and 28 touchdowns, is one of my sleeper Heisman favorites for this season, I don't think this team can top a very, very good Alabama team. I kind of look at October 6th against South Carolina. They lost 35-7. That showed a little weakness in this team. Alabama, I really haven't seen that kind of weakness from when they lost to Texas A&M. Johnny Football was on his game. He's a very, very tough outlier to play. So you look at this Alabama team, they're number 1 in points against with 10.1 points. I don't really see them having too big of a problem with this number 3 Georgia team.
Good points there. And let's go to Nick now.
Well, I think Alabama, they're a stronger football team. I think that they will win it in the end. It all comes down to just right now, it looks like Alabama, they actually won 49-0. I think that gives you a little preview of what's going to happen in Georgia. So I think Alabama, all in all, is going to win this football game, both defensively and offensively.
And I think that Alabama is going to win. Also, how Alabama's played all season has just been unbelievable. Georgia, they've had some struggles on the way, but even though they're at 11-1 record, I think that Alabama has the edge. That loss to Texas A&M really cost them an actual title game hope, really a spot. But then the luck that they got from K-State and Oregon losing got them back into the race. And this is going to be a big game. Winner goes to the title game against Notre Dame. And just Georgia's defense is not as good as Alabama's. Alabama's obviously number 1, or in the top 10, I should say. But I got Alabama in this game. They take on the Irish if they win tonight against the Trojans of USC, Robert.
Yeah, so let's move on to our next topic here. Some good points from everybody. And more college football coming your way. Penn State's lowest attendance rate this year. And it's been interesting. Is this a concern for Penn State, guys, with the lowest attendance rate?
Who's going first?
I'll go first. But obviously the scandal really made some it caused a lot of tension, a lot of uncomfortability of the Penn State faithful. Just it's been sad, but you know.
Going with the Belichick ways, keeping his guys together, not too high, not too low.
As far as that whole attendance thing goes, I look at it. If you got sanctioned.
Unfortunately, there is a server error. We'll try again. We're gonna try again here soon. Unfortunately, we're having some really bad connection loss. We're gonna take a commercial break here and hopefully get to everybody soon. Hello and welcome back. As hopefully we are trying to get everyone back in. As Sam, we were going to your thoughts. Sorry about the connection error. Sam, your thoughts.
I look at it like this. It's a big problem for this Penn State team. They have all these sanctions leveled against them. There's going to be some doubters of the program. As far as attendance goes, this is an expected drop. They're still getting 96,000 people in attendance per game. That's more than the good majority of the country. I watched their entire game today, and I really feel that their program is in about as good of shape as it could have been. Bill O'Brien is the right man for the job. However, the one thing that really bothers me about this team right now is the fact that it's so heavily senior-dominated. Quarterback Matt McGloin just played his last one, except for the bowl game. He played his last game. Michael Mauti might have already played his last game. He's maybe one of the best. He might be the best linebacker in the Big Ten. That O line is dominated with seniors. So when looking at this team, it does scare me for the future because with all these seniors, they're not going to be able to bring anything else in. They have so many recruiting violations for them. It's really going to be an issue. However, as far as attendance goes, it does not worry me. That drop in attendance should be expected, and I look for them as the seasons go on to increase their levels of attendance, maybe not to where it used to be, but at least get it back to the upper echelon of the sport.
Nick, your thoughts?
Well, I'm looking at it and it says that ever since 2007, the attendance at Beaver Stadium in Penn State has never been the same. In 2007, they had about 109,000 fans per game. Now it's dropped all the way to 96,000 fans. So, and ever since the Sandusky scandal, I think that you look at this team in a different way. From last year alone, they dropped about 5,000 people per game. So, you just can't look this team the same as it was ever since that. And now that they have the lowest in Beaver Stadium, I think that they will come back next season and they might have a winning season.
Well, we're going to go on to our next topic, another topic in college football. Wisconsin's Monty Ball, NCAA record breaker for total TDs. Give me your thoughts, Cameron. Is this a big deal in college football?
Yeah, I mean, he's been a huge force in the Wisconsin offense, been the driving force for Wisconsin, and people have been comparing him. I've heard some comparisons, to NFL greats, and I think Monty Ball, to be honest, is going to be one of those guys in the NFL that will be really successful and possibly become a legendary running back. I think this guy has the potential to become really, really special with his ability to run, and that's pretty much what I have to say.
Sam?
I look at it like this. It's a really simple thing for me with Monty Ball. I'm a huge Wisconsin fan. Let's put it like this. Monty Ball is not a great running back. He's a very strong running back. He will not be good in the NFL. Maybe as a second back, as a strong power guy. But you look at their offensive lines they had. He's a great runner. But behind these offensive lines, that's the reason he's been able to put up all this yardage. That's the reason he's been able to put up the touchdown record and break Travis Prentice's record. It comes down to that offensive line. This year really they haven't had as great of an offensive line. I've even called them bad, but then you look at the rest of the conference, it's not as good as Wisconsin. It's still a great, great team. However, Monty Ball has had, last season, don't get me wrong, he was a great runner. Finished in the top 5 in the Heisman contention. However, he ran behind maybe the greatest offensive line I have ever seen in college football. In professional football, with people being faster, I look for him to be like Ron Dane, who, a former Wisconsin running back, was maybe the greatest running back in college football history, yet was absolutely terrible in professional football. He could be an every down back, he could not. I'm going to venture and say he's not.
Wait, time out. Can I say something real quick?
Yes.
Yeah, look, for any great running back, you need a great offensive line. That's always been the staple. Look at Arian Foster now. If he doesn't have that offensive line, is he the best back in the NFL? No. That's the same for every single back. Emmitt Smith had it. Roger Craig was an all-purpose back, but he had it too. So just because, you say he was running behind a great offensive line, that's true. But if you don't have a great offensive line, then of course you're not going to have a great running season. So I think, look, I understand where you're trying to go with this discussion here, but I think everyone, I think it would be fair to say that every running back has a great offensive line. You can't really say that.
Let me jump in here, just for a second here. I've watched every game in Monty Ball's entire career. As a huge Wisconsin fan, this discussion is moot. I know everything there is to know about this running back, and here's the thing. You look at him run, I can probably tell you, not by name, but by watching these guys, I've seen 20 backs or so who are faster than Monty Ball. A great back doesn't have to be fast, but they have to be at least somewhat quick. And Monty Ball at the college level has been quick, but at the professional level, you can't look